Hey YouTube, it's Petey, and I just got a couple of quick Halloween recommendations. So I watched Werewolf by Night. I watched part of it. I have to see the end. And you know what? I enjoyed that. I enjoyed Werewolf by Night. It's I think it's only 52 minutes long. It's like a Marvel thing, black and white. Really had a lot of style to it. I haven't seen the end of it, but I did enjoy what I saw. It was classy, and the way that the black and white looked was exquisite. It's a really neat looking black and white stuff. Now, there's another film. It's a found footage thing, which typically there was one good found footage movie, and that was VHS. The second one, VHS 2, was I really liked. Um, Blair Witch, I thought it was, like, it's easy to say that it was overrated or whatever, but it was pretty good. Blair Witch it was awesome. Now this thing, it's called Deadstream, like live stream. Get it? It's 2022, and I found that initially I strongly felt that it was fake reviews, because oftentimes, maybe not so much more recently, but a few years ago, it seemed like there was a lot of lower budget movies where they would have everyone that worked on the crew go to IMDb and give it 10-star reviews. So that's really what it seemed like with Deadstream, and then I saw some really high reviews on Rotten Tomatoes. So I watched it tonight, and I gotta say, it's a real modern internet-based thing, which typically for me, it doesn't make it better. Incorporating internet stuff into a movie cheapens the experience for me. It really does. I wanted to like this Deadstream. I really did. I really did want to like it. It's got a lot of traditional non CGI effect in it, and maybe some CGI stuff too. But the takeaway for it is, I'm not saying don't watch Deadstream if you're looking for something to watch for this season. I'm just saying approach it like it's a 5 out of 10, and then maybe you'll enjoy it. I thought it was hokey. The internet thing may have been overdone a little bit, or I just don't go for that sort of thing. Would be a better way of putting it. Like reading the comments on the side, it's like I'm watching a movie. I spend enough time online, you know. Although it was kind of neat, some of the things how they had, like, it was unrealistic. That's what I would put. But that you do run into this spirit of helpfulness. The cool people on the internet that will comment positively and give you some information about something that you wouldn't have known. So that spirit of it was neat to see that, but also unrealistic, because it just, like, it kept happening, and like people, oh, let me translate that Latin for you. An African American professor, female woman, it's this professor knows how to speak Latin, watching this guy's live stream. And that brings me to the guy, the actor. They had to have a guy who was vocal and could scream like a baby or like a girl. And the guy, number one, they should have shaved him. He shouldn't have had the scruffy beard. And number two, he was just unbelievably annoying. I'm guessing this guy, maybe he is a facial hair guy in real life, or maybe he grew a beard for this movie to disguise himself, so people wouldn't know that it was him. But I really want to say I do not recommend Deadstream. I really want to say that, but with the amount of low budget or no budget horror movies that exist in this time of year, finding anything that's even watchable is difficult. So, really, if you want stuff, if you want to watch stuff, you're better off going back and seeing something from the 70s or something from the 80s. Now, I did recently watch Hear No Evil, which was like a Dutch family and a Danish family kind of hanging out together on vacation. And that movie, it was so disturbing. It was well done, and I'm going to recommend you check that out. But it's a little bit sick. There's some stuff in there. There's some kids stuff. Whenever there's kids getting hurt or tortured or killed in these horror movies, it seems to step it up a little bit, you know. The really great movie that I want to watch it again. I'd like to watch it right now if it was earlier. It's like 2 in the morning. It's called To Leslie. T-O, To Leslie. And this movie has Mark Maron in it. And there's an African American guy in it. I thought it's like, do you remind me of the guy who played Omar? Anyway, To Leslie is a story about a woman. And I really don't want to talk about it. It's a movie that's about somebody going to the bottom and then trying to claw themselves up from the bottom. And it's just an unbelievable movie. Like the performances in this movie are fantastic. And you'd think, oh, it's kind of a chick movie. It's not. It's just a great movie, and the acting in it. Mark Maron is really good in it, and it's like he's one of those guys that I really want to not like him, but I can't help but like him. How great he is! He's just a great guy, Mark Maron. I really do like him. The whole self-loathing Jew thing, you know, if you can get past that. But the movie is this woman who I guess she's a British actress who plays a woman who's from Texas, and this woman's performance and this is an emotional movie. It got to me at the end. I completely lost it at the end. It's a beautiful, beautiful movie, but it goes to the bottom. It's pretty bad. It's some bad stuff. You'll definitely have a reaction to it. It's not the type of thing that you can take very easily. I gotta warn you that it deals with addiction, and it's one of the best movies that I've ever seen that paints an accurate picture of addiction. An addiction on a level that is past what I ever knew. Like this is bad. This is really, really bad. But it's not just all heartbreak and sadness. The movie does have a moment of clarity, if you will. So check out To Leslie. Pretty much just dropped. It's new. I've been watching The Best in Dough, which is a pizza cook-off show. and really enjoying that way more than I should. Oh, and I know that Gordon Ramsay's back. There's a new season of Kitchen Nightmares, which I love Gordon Ramsay's content. And then I've been watching the Star Wars. Andor is awesome. Really enjoying Andor. And going back to watch the Book of Boba Fett, because I don't think I ever finished watching it. And someone recommended, they said, I got a friend coming over to hang out. Hopefully I'm gonna drop a little Noige set on him. We're gonna hang out. Donna and I are gonna play as a duo. We're gonna play a little 10-song mini set for him. We're gonna pig out. I'm cooking smoked ribs. This is a good old friend from the neighborhood who's coming over to hang out, and he said, "Hey, why don't we watch episode 5 of Boba Fett?" This guy is really into Star Wars. He's more my younger brother's friend. Like, they spent a lot of time together. This is my younger brother's serious friend. But I was friends with him too, and I was just a little bit older, and I wasn't into G.I. Joes and Star Wars like this guy was. And I really admire him just simply for that, like, childlike essence that he has. He's a great guy. So he's coming over, and I'm like, I cannot tell you how excited I am to have this dude over. And because of that, I've been watching the Star Wars stuff, and I'm going to have to check out that, what is it, Obi-Wan. I haven't seen that one yet. So, just in a really good place. I saw my granddaughter yesterday. My brand new granddaughter. We got another one. There's 3 now, 3 grandkids. So we went and saw baby G, and it was her sister's birthday party, and it was just us. They just invited us over to spend the day with them. My daughter, her husband, and this 2-year-old girl, and she's just starting to speak. So she's got her own little kind of language. You can't really understand what she's saying, but she's talkative. And she was just adorable and an absolute angel. Like, we were there for a while, and I didn't hear her whimper, cry, complain, throw a fit, tantrum, none of that. You know, she had her book, and she's like, "Papa, the bear," the bear. She kept calling me Papa. It was she's adorable. My granddaughter is an absolute angel. I cannot tell you how proud I am of my daughter for raising a kid that we could be around this kid for 5 hours, 6 hours, and not bat an eye. Like, it wasn't like, oh my God. And she's 2. So I don't know, maybe that doesn't seem like a accomplishment to you, but it's kind of a big deal. Most 2-year-old kids, I don't want to be in the same block with a 2-year-old kid, typically, So I'm at a real emotional height. I've been working here. We have been rehearsing because my buddy's coming over and playing, and I've got some projects going on. Been cleaning the place up, tidying. So I'm just at an absolute peak of feeling good emotionally about life. Anyway, I'm sure that's going to come crashing all around. Probably have a panic attack when I go to try to sleep tonight, and then I don't even want to say that. Today I had a little list. I put some strings in the Steinberger, and we had to drop some batteries off at the auto parts store. Now, we had been in there dropping these batteries off, and this guy was like, like, they're smaller batteries, and normally they'll give you $10 if it's a car battery. $10 in store credit at the auto parts store. So the clerk was kind of like he didn't really want to give us this money for these little tiny batteries. And he was like, wait a minute, are you Linnea's parents? And we were like, yeah. And it turns out this guy used to work with our daughter when our daughter was a night manager at the McDonald's down the road. That was her first job. And it turns out this guy, he's gay, this guy. But he was at Linnea's wedding. Linnea invited this guy to the wedding. And apparently this dude, this gay guy, really likes my daughter. He's like, she's awesome. You know, she's just the best. Because Linnea is, she really is something special. And hard worker, and she's funny and everything. You know, she's the best. Linnea is. You know, there's nothing like a pretty girl, and she is. Just her personality is attractive. So he was like, "Oh, it's you guys," and then it was, you know. So we went in there today. We had 2 5 mAh 12 volt batteries, which they're like lantern batteries. 2 of those, and then 1 SLA, which is rectangular. $30 store credit. So I got a. Yeah, I thought I was going to get 10, and I got 30. So I got a 22-piece titanium drill bit set, which is something I really needed, and I knew I was going to ask for Christmas, and I got it for free today. And then I got this. It's on the strap. I have a checkered strap, which is kind of thin, and it's a seat belt pad. It's a cushion that you put on a seat belt to go on in your neck, so it doesn't kind of cut into your neck. And I use them on guitar straps. That's like my secret thing. So they carry them up at the place where we drop off these deep cells. And the other thing I want to get that they have there, that's like $21 or $22, is the jumbo size of JB Weld automotive epoxy, which if you've ever hacked anything or found the need to do like a home repair on a muffler or something nasty, that's the glue. You mix it comes in 2 tubes, and you mix it you squeeze equal amount. It's black, like real thick liquid, almost like paste. It's like a black shiny liquid and then a white liquid, pasty liquid. You mix them together, and then you get this gray stuff, and you apply that, and that stuff, it takes like 24 hours to dry, 12 hours to dry, but it dries like steel, and you can sand it. And it's that's the stuff, glue, strong stuff, JB Weld. Anyway, we went, and I had run out, and we picked up a couple of the 1 ounce tubes. So 2 ounces was like $6, $6.50, and then they got these giant like toothpaste tubes. You know, they're not as long. They're like half. You know, it's probably, I don't know, 8 ounces or something, 16 ounces total. But they have that at the auto parts store. So the next time we go up there, I think I'm going to make sure this guy's working, and I'm going to want to hit that. You know, bring 3 batteries up there and hopefully get that $30, and then pick up that JB Weld, which would be like a lifetime supply. But stocking up on stuff like that makes sense to me. I wish I would have done more stocking up before the war in the Ukraine, because stuff's only going to get more expensive. And like the other day, I had to order an amplifier, and I was looking at it, and it was like $11 on eBay, and then I went over on AliExpress and I bought 3 of them for $11. I had to wait 3 weeks to get them, but that's going to be more of what I'm going to be, more my speed now. So thank you for joining me on this one. I know it isn't a great video. It's just me kind of sitting here chatting and talking. So I really do appreciate it. And if you have any recommendations for a good scary movie or horror movie, I would love to know those down here. I saw this one about these, was it twin brothers that lived on a farm? Like some 70s movie. Man, that was a good movie. I forget what that was called. I think I already did a recommend on it though. But I'm thinking about like really good, like great old horror movies or scary movies. And you just can't beat stuff like The Omen. The Exorcist. I've never seen The Exorcist. And I was always like, I'm not going to watch it. You know what? I want to watch The Exorcist. So that's probably what I'm going to do this Halloween. I mean, I think my wife's got a thing about it where she doesn't want to watch it. But it's a great fucking movie, isn't it? Right? Am I wrong? I don't know. Let me know, and if you have any recommendations for something worthwhile watching, because I'm a sucker for that stuff. Not so much like the TNA, like 80s slasher stuff where it's just like really stupid. Although I like some of that stuff too. I do. I mean, it kind of all depends. Like the Sam Raimi stuff. Like, I loved that. I really did. So it depends on how you do it. And if it's just low budget and if the whole sake of the whole thing is just that, then I'm not so much into it. Something like the New York Ripper, like, that's a bit, Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer, that's a bit close to home. Some of those things, like I was telling you about that Hear No Evil thing. If you want to really have a bad feeling in your gut, watch that movie. All right, you guys, happy Halloween. Stay warm. Well, you have no heat for the past couple of days. And I'll let you know when it comes back on. Hopefully by next weekend. Peace.